Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay. In the pre-market, we had a lot of movement in the pre-market. This candle right here, the 830 candle, had a big dip and then recovery. So we'll see if we're gonna get a continuation to the upside. Oh man, look at this opening candle. All right, let's a lot of volatility right now. Let's see what happens with this liquidity range right here. So all-time highs, we're at all-time highs. All-time highs 652.17 just about. Okay. Look at these morning candles. This is really volatile. Gotta give the market a second to figure out what it wants to do. Let's look at the higher time frame. We might have some room for the upside. Yeah, we might. It looks like we're entering a bull cycle on the 30-minute, but it hasn't closed yet. The MACD hasn't closed or crossed. Opening candle looks like a strong momentum candle to the upside. Yeah, we'll see if we if there's any more upside we want to look for. Obviously, we'll look for this first. Or we're going to look to see if we take out this down here. So we're going to look out for the fade to see which way we fade. This is going to be tough to see the fade because of all this volatility. Let's look at the contract price. Contracts aren't that crazy. Yeah, about average price, normal price. We're still in this liquidity box here, so let's see which one we get to. So we're going to see if we test the one down below or if we test the one above. Let's see where VWAP is. Okay, so we might go test VWAP right now. We'll leave it. Okay, some retracement. Let's see if we touch VWAP. Still inside of our pink range. This is our pink range right here. These candles are, what is this one candle? Almost 1 point in this one candle right here. Yeah, the MACD is kind of inconclusive with direction on with each one. Inconclusive right now on the MACD because they're saying opposite things. So we'll just give it time. Just give the market time, it'll figure itself out. But we need to be looking which way we're fading. Are we fading this way or are we fading this way? That's what you need to figure out. Which way are we fading? And then risk to reward from here is going to be this pink. So be careful inside this pink. All right, if anything, you want to wait to see if we make this a shoulder, a head, and then the other shoulder here. So that this will be the down scenario. So we're about to cross below the 0 line on the MACD on the 1 minute. We're still inside opening candle. This is the opening candle right here. So we're still inside opening candle. Okay, fading down. Probably to test VWAP. Let's see if VWAP and 65128 line up at the same time. I'm going to clean up this chart just a bit. Let's see if we go touch VWAP right now. And which we're going to see if VWAP lines up with pink. This orange might be our selling channel. Still need some time, still early candles. I usually don't like to trade before the first 15 minutes. Just so we can get some sense of direction. Because this is really hard to trade in. This orange seems to be holding up pretty well. But it's still early, so give it time. We're going to see if we're going to test VWAP or this bottom pink. I'll be right back. Trade light. Okay, now look at this liquidity that's built up right here. That's good liquidity built up. So let's see if we close this cut. Let's see if we see the micro head and shoulder. So maybe like this. I'm just going to clean the chart up a bit. Still early, you don't have to jump in on anything. You see the tight range. We're back at opening candle. Still early, you don't have to jump in. Just be patient. Oh man, look at this Friday. I might not even trade today. I don't like this price action, but we did build up really good liquidity right here. I would be expecting a pullback today, at least, you know, all-time highs, strong move, but because we have this strong move, it also looks like some momentum to the upside. So we might be trying to grab some liquidity to push up even further. So let's not try to make any predictions. Let's just let price action tell us what's going to happen. Extremely difficult environment to trade in. Look at this. This is very difficult to trade in. So just be patient. We're still in our range. Today might not be the day. I don't like this price action because everything's, look at all the wicks pointing down. Let's check the higher time frame. It's saying we're above the water, so maybe a weak bear cycle here. So the weak bear cycle on the 5-minute would give us our continuation, right? There's another algo in here. It hasn't presented itself just yet. It's in here somewhere. I know this looks like like a bird's nest right here, but there's a method to the madness. So you see that pink has this, we're in this pink range, right? So let's see what happens when we break pink. Everyone's thinking, oh man, what's going to happen when it breaks this pink? Is it going to shoot up or is it going to have a severe pullback? That's what everyone's wondering right now. And we're all trying to be a part of that train, if it's going to shoot up and just go crazy or if it's going to bolt down. But we're still in this range, so wait for this range to settle itself out. Okay. Yeah, this is just sideways chop. You see where the liquidity box is? Impossible to trade in this. Absolutely impossible. Yeah, just wait for this range to break. You see the range, right? In pink. Because you can't even really trade in this. Again, wait for a break and retest, because look at this price action. Or maybe today's not the day to do this, right? Not every day's a trading day. Okay. This is what I was saying. You know, I expect maybe some pullback because we hit the top Bollinger. There goes the touch of VWAP exactly on pink, just like I said. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see if we get the retest. Oh man, this is tough. This is difficult to trade in. Look at this price action. This is difficult to trade in. Just be patient. Or today's not the day. Because I definitely don't like this price action. They might just try to burn out everyone's contract. If I just keep doing this all day, burning out everyone's contract and then slowly fading in one direction. Like a slow, annoying fade, up or down. And then they'll give you every once in a while a momentum candle to make you think that there's some direction, but there's actually no direction. Let me clean up this chart just a bit. You see what needs to happen, right? We're stuck in this liquidity box. We need to break this liquidity box. Okay, okay. Oh, this is difficult. Yeah, let's for sure, if you absolutely have to trade today, make sure you get a break and retest of this. It may not give you the option for that, because it may just, you know, as soon as it touches, it shoots down without you. But for safety, I'd wait for the break and retest. It's not worth trying to, like, let's say you try to jump in on this candle thinking it's gonna start dumping, and then look what happened right after. This is not environment to trade in, obviously. Looks like we're starting maybe we don't know if it's going to be a weak bear cycle on the 5 minute. And we're testing the upper edge of pink on the 30 minute. Yeah, we're just stuck in this range, so that's all there is to it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so buy puts on the top of pink and buy calls on the bottom of pink. There, we figured it out. So here's the put. If it look at these candles. How can you trade in this? Everyone's been stopped out like 30 times. All right, let's see if we get maybe a shoulder here, a head here, another shoulder. You see it maybe? Or am I reaching? I might be reaching, but okay, looks like we're starting to get above the water. We're starting a bull cycle, getting above the water. All right, MACD's starting to cross above now. You better believe they're building up. Look at this liquidity that's being built up. Look at this liquidity being built. When it breaks, it's gonna break. And I really don't even see a fading direction. If anything, it looks like price is kind of doing like a megaphone, like spreading apart. This is crazy work. Look at these candles. And there goes, let's see if this is going to be the dump here. Let's see if this is the dump. Or did it just test? Look, I told you, buy puts on top of pink. I told you. All right, let's see what we get. Big momentum candle. I don't know if it's a momentum candle, but big red candle. We'll see if we get. All right, it's so risky. Everyone wants to jump in and buy a put right now. Everyone does. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. That's why I want to wait for the break retest. Let's see if it rejects here. Because it looks like we're fading down, right? Looks like we're fading down. Break retest. Let's see if we reject here. We're just starting a bear cycle on the 1 minute. Starting a bear cycle on the 5 minute. And maybe opening up a bear cycle on the 30 minute. So we got a little bit of confluence here. Let's see what happens. This is going to be rough. Like your stop loss has to be set crazy on this. Today might not be the day for this stuff. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Okay, there's the money. We broke pink. Straight to the next level. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see how far we can get. Okay, let's see how much more they're gonna give us. Let's see how much more they're gonna give us. Man, this is a battle here. Serious battle happening right now. There we go. Let's go a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, start protecting your trade, right? So our entry was on the break of pink with a break, retest, and a reject on pink. So start protecting your trade. I mean, you should have plenty of profit by now. We should be in plenty of profit by now. So the Discord, I posted my entry. We'll see how much we get out of it. I'm not going to hold on to this much longer, because this price action is not pleasant. Okay. If it wants to head up, we at least need to. I'm not even a huge fan of this magenta, but that's what we got to work with. Come on, give me more, give me more. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let's see. Look at the money we printed. Look at the money we printed. Look at the money we printed. Look at the money we printed this morning. Look at the money we printed this morning. Okay, we had a good day. Our entry was on the break retest of this pink. And look at the money we printed. Simply amazing. All right, Discord. I'm posting my trades in the Discord. The only reason why this last trade was difficult was because of the engulfing candles. It could have stopped you out if you didn't place your stops properly. When I went on this, I actually took my stop off because, yeah, I just took my stop off and I was going to put it back on immediately. But luckily, I didn't have to. It just did the work for me. So we're still collecting on that contract. Or excuse me, on that trade. Still collecting. I'll probably take profit soon. I'm not going to get greedy here. Even though I should hold to see if we have a weak bull cycle, I didn't. I went in light on the contracts, so I didn't leave runners really. All right, I'll just take my profit. That was a good trade from 60 or 51.27 to 50.19. Excellent trade, amazing trade. That was the stuff that dreams are made of. All right, now let's see what else we got. So we see possibly we have the shoulder right here. Maybe a head right here. So your other shoulder. You gotta wait till you get back above pink. So if we have a weak bull cycle, you might get another opportunity to get in on a put. The weak bull cycle will give us continuation to the downside like this. Yeah, this MACD never closed. Now I'm about to have FOMO if it goes any further down because I stopped myself out. Ah, it's okay. It's okay. There's not, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't. This is the part where you're like, man, I should have done this. I should have done that. And yeah, that's what happens. I'm not going to beat myself up because I told myself where the risk I was willing to take, and I took that risk, and that was all I was willing to take. So I'm not going to look back and beat myself up now. I did what I did. I'm going to stand by it. We're still looking out for this head and shoulder though. Let's look for some continuation. I'll be right back. Trade light. Watch out to see if this head forms. Okay, we broke the purple. Protect your trade. The target hopefully is 649.20, but maybe 648.41. But protect your trade on break of purple. It's gonna be rough. You gotta hope for a weak bull cycle here, or hopefully it doesn't close. Yeah, buying the puts at the bottom are dangerous, so you want to wait for microstructure. The microstructure is going to look like either inverse cup and handle or head and shoulders, but no need. There we go. No need. Protect your trade. Protect your trade. Wait for this to close down here. Or I mean, you can do whatever you want, but yeah, yeah, the candles are being tricky today. Your best bet, just wait for that MACD to close in the bottom till it crosses again to get out. Break a purple, amazing trade. Here we go. See if we can get a little bit more out of it. Little more, come on. Let's go a little bit more. Alright, we gotta survive that one green candle. Let's see if we can survive the one green candle and hit the target. Come on, let's hit the target. Look at break a purple. Break a purple. Break a purple to the target. Alright, cool. Now let's see if we can continue down to this next target. That'll be great. Don't be greedy. Take your profit. Look at the money we printed. We survived the one green candle. Look at the money. Look at the money we printed. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we printed today. Simply amazing. We just had to survive the one green candle. Look at this money. Oh my goodness. Where's the bottom? No one knows. Right to the next target. Exactly to the next target. Man, are we going to hit the 47.94? Dang. Let's see if we get a pullback here. Now we close this cup. You see this cup? Now that we close the cup, we gotta look for the handle. If a handle didn't form here, I'd be very surprised. Wow, it went straight through to... Let's go to the next target. Okay, let's see how far we can go. What's the next target? Oh my goodness, look at this drop. Are we gonna hit the 5? Alright, let's see if we hit the 5. Oh my goodness. We're still printing. Wow. We are still printing. I told you we hit the top of the Bollinger today. I expect a pullback. This is awesome. I told you I wasn't closing this contract until this MACD closes. Oh man, hold on. Maybe I might close it. Okay, I'll take profit. Good trade, excellent trade, amazing trade. Maybe a revenge call here. Maybe a revenge call. Let's see how much it retraces up. It's kind of risky though, but... So tempting to buy a call right now. But shaky water here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to close, this MACD to close. Look at this month. Okay, look at this amazing day we're having. This is a phenomenal day. All right, let's see if we hit the 5. Okay. I'm still not convinced that we're not going to hit the 5, but let's see this momentum candle coming in. Maybe, I don't, it's been straight downward, so I'm not going to try to call the turnaround, because every time I try to call the reverse, it doesn't work out for me. So we're gonna wait till we get above 47.09 for calls. Yeah. I'm assuming we're gonna hit the 5 before we bounce. Let's see if we're gonna excuse me, start forming a head here. Let's look to see if we start building a liquidity box in here. Excuse me, I made that too big. Let's see if we start building liquidity box in here towards the top side. That way we'll know if we're gonna start to head up, or if we start to fade down. Then let's look for the profit target here, and then next would be the 5. I'm assuming the 5 is going to be the target, so break of key level. Remember, we want to look to see if we're going to fade this way or this way. I think the 5 is going to be the target, but I did put this key level here, so we'll see if it's going to bounce off this key level. Oh man, this is difficult to trade in. But let's see if we break this, box for calls. We'll see. But the thing is, it might happen so fast in any direction. Like, look at this. This is impossible. Like, how do you trade this? For safety, wait for calls above 47.09. Otherwise, we gotta wait for a break and retest of this level right here. But we've seen that it hasn't really been retesting. It's just been breaking and going. So you got to be very quick on the trigger if you're going to trade. If not, just stay out, because this is going to be, you see how volatile it is. Broke to the downside. Let's see if we touch the 5. I'm assuming 5 is going to be the target. I've been saying this for a while. Let's see if we get the retest here. Let's see if we get a retest and then a reject to continue to the 5. Okay, we're about to grab liquidity off the 5, so let's see if we grab liquidity off the 5, if we head straight through, or if we bounce off. I'm expecting a bounce off, but we'll see. I don't like to try to predict. We're at the 5 on the 30-minute. If you go to our analysis this morning, this move was already plotted in our morning trading plan. It's annotated as the head and shoulders. Oh man, if we break straight through and head down, it'll be very interesting. Yeah, I expected a bounce right here, like that. Man, is that the only bounce they're gonna get? Just that one little candle? Because it's either about to start another bear cycle, or it's about to continue on this bull cycle if it grabs liquidity, so we're gonna find out. Oh man. So our right shoulder might be forming here. So if we look at our 30-minute, we see the head, the shoulder, and then the other shoulder right here maybe. So maybe we have the right shoulder forming here. So if it is going to be a right shoulder, we need to look for either like a cup and handle, or we need to look to see if they form a head and shoulder. Or if we have continuation. So look for a break, retest, and reject for puts underneath the 5. Otherwise, for calls, just look for the momentum above 645.29, like this. I'll mark out low a day. Don't try to call the reversal, wait for it to happen. I would be very surprised if it just shoots through the 5 and doesn't even bounce right here. I would be very surprised. So if you want to put your stops on your 5, if you're buying calls, you put your stops on the 5. Or maybe a little bit below. Marked out low a day. Wait for puts, wait for a break, retest, and reject. If it shoots through, then it shoots through. Break. Let's look for the retest. Is it going to break, retest, and fail? So the break, retest, and fail. Okay, let's see if we get this right shoulder forming. Remember, we wanted to see this, right? Something like this. If it's going to continue down. And then this, you want to see a break, a retest, and a reject of the 5. This would make sense. Or maybe, you know, maybe where I don't know when this is going to happen, but when it does, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If it's going to continue down, right? If we continue up, let's look for something like that. We knew, because we know we're going to form a shoulder here, right? Because look at our 30-minute. Look at the shoulder. So we're on the shoulder for the 30-minute if it is going to form. So look at our 30-minute. We could also do this. So calls on the 5 hitting. If you bought your calls on the 5, like I said, this is where the shoulder is going to form. This is what I'm telling you. If you understand structure and market structure, there's really no risk. I mean, not no risk, but it's very little risk, or you minimize your risk. Okay, if you didn't make your money, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do if you didn't make your money. We have a liquidity box right here. There it is. Now you can't hold these longs you can't hold the calls too long, because you got to watch out for the shoulder if we're going to form the shoulder, right? So protect this trade. Easy money here. Easy money. We knew a shoulder was going to, or we're going to have a bounce here. We already knew that. Look at the money we printed on this. Even if you waited till 645.29, look at the money. Look at the money that's been printed. Right? You see we're in this liquidity box now, right? This liquidity zone. Remember, we already said to watch out for if we do this and then this at the 5. Remember, we already said this was to go short if we get under the 5 with a break, retest, and reject. Because we expected a shoulder to form here. Remember, we just went over this right now. We just did it in real time. We knew we were going to come back and retest this. We literally just went over this. You got to rewind the tape maybe 4 or 5 minutes. We just went over what's going to happen, and everything just happened as I said it. There's nothing more I can do. Look at the money that's been printed. I told you what was going to happen. I gave you the answers to the test before it happened. There's nothing more I can do. There's absolutely nothing more I can do. Now you got to wait for the retest, and let's see if we reject underneath the 5. There's nothing more I can do. I've given you the answers to the test. Break, retest, let's see if we reject. We broke it, we retested it, let's see if we reject. Looks like it's rejecting, but it's a little sketchy. I'd like this MACD to cross. Look at the money that we printed. I told you everything that was gonna happen. I told you we want to look for a microstructure to confirm our move, right? And I told you the microstructure was either gonna be a cup and handle at the 5, exactly what's happening right now, or I told you it was going to be a head and shoulder. Okay, just be patient here. This might be the retest. Look, break, retest. Let's see if we reject under the 5. We have a little bit of confluence because we might be crossing our, we need this MACD to cross. And come on, a little bit more. A little bit more. I mean, either way, I'm going to take this victory because I told you break, retest, reject. If you didn't make any money off this, from 47 to not, that's a good move, right? Half a point move. That's a good move. That's a good move. Half a point. Look at the money that's been printed. I gave everyone the answers to the test. I told you what was going to happen. I didn't even know how far in advance. I exactly told you everything that was going to happen. And it all happened. But we already knew that since before the market opened this morning when I put out the trading plan. This is too easy. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Okay, Discord, YouTube, that's been my time. I have to get out of here. We had an amazing day. This break, retest, reject, still making money. If you're interested in learning how to trade like this, send me an email to LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com and I will get you sorted out. YouTube, you have a good day.